Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on out there in the land? Jeez, what a difference. Zoomed in.
Which one you want, Ray? Which one you want?
That looks like zoomed in or zoomed out. Before and after Jenny Craig when it comes to your arms. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ready Bang, the #1 arm wrestling podcast in the world. I'm your host, the Aussie Arm Wrestler, and just giving a quick shout out to my Patreon and YouTube bangers. For just as little as 50 cents a week, you can help out the Aussie Arm Wrestler, and all money goes back into the channel, and you get some behind-the-scenes action as well. And I try and include you guys into every single video that I do, but really appreciate everyone coming on board. And of course, when it comes to big events, I've always got to invite my mate on the show. We do a prediction show. Now, if you are someone out there that is going to gamble on these matches, that is your own doing. That is your own doing. I have done many of shows since the Devon versus Levan match and read many a comments that us in particular have cost people a lot of money because we hyped up Devon. But that's okay. We've got my man on the channel.
I actually want to go on record just to say I predicted Levan to win, everyone. If you can't tell the difference between a prediction and a story and about what it would mean, then yeah. Anyway, gamble responsibly.
Yeah, my members know that I picked Levan, but I couldn't help myself when it came to the video. And I went, Devon in a silver bullet.
Yeah.
This gentleman here is finally getting into an international match. Hooray. Hooray. My good man, Ryan Blue Bowen. Ryan, as always, welcome to the show. Always awesome to have you.
Thank you, brother. Always good to catch up with you, man. Looking forward to this weekend. Some interesting matches coming up, some pretty big stuff. And of course, I'm in the countdown as well for myself personally. I'm 30 days today from ready to go for my return to international super matches. And oh man, I'm just so ready. So ready.
Hooray. Oh, mate. Oh, if anyone, I've been bleeding for you. Ryan's got a match and it's been cancelled. Ryan's got a match and it's been postponed. So I'm feeling for you. So I can't imagine your frustration for it.
It'll be good. We're gonna, my wife and I, Joe and I, we're gonna spend 6 weeks over there in Europe. It's gonna be amazing. We'll do Istanbul, we'll do Rome, we'll do Venice, we'll do Florence, we'll do Paris, we'll do London, and then we'll end up at Arm Wars. Then we'll come home.
So you're not coming back? That's
we're going to stay over there the whole time, yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. And hopefully I'll be able to bump into you when it comes to Whitby, because I realised I'm not going to be over there for Arm Wars because that is Father's Day here in Australia. And if I want to stay married, I'm not missing my very first Father's Day with the beautiful Zadie. So, but I will be just trying to find an airline that will let me on the plane, and I'm going to head over for the Whitby event. So, absolutely keen for that. Let's have a chat. Who is in the chat? Andrew E. is just popping. He says, with Ryan slimming and lower on power than I've seen him before, and Ray maintaining and just getting stronger, coming off Arm Wars wins. Currently, that means it can be changed. Ryan has my vote. Well, Andrew, get nice and comfortable in your TCG playroom. And I'll go on record once. I'll go on record 10 times. Everyone knows I am probably the #1 ticket holder for the Ryan Bowen train. I'm ride or die with this guy. He could be pulling an actual train back-to-back with Levan, get it in with Mike Tyson, and I'll still predict Ryan to win. Ryan will win.
And Andrew, I'm feeling good. Like it's interesting. Me getting lighter at the moment, so I'm 92.1 kilos this morning. The weight is coming off nicely. I don't know. I'm not willing to go shirtless yet because I know Ray challenged me to that, but it's getting there. Like, it's getting there. It's like almost to the point where I'm like, actually, I'll do it now. So I'm not feeling down on power. I know you mentioned it. I don't know where you're getting that idea from. Definitely don't feel down on power. I actually feel really amazing. I'm confident. Where I think it is going to be interesting is the technique. I hope Ray and I put on a display. I respect him as a technician for sure. But look, I think I'm just going to have too much power for him, and that's pretty much the way it's going to be. Yeah.
Well, you heard it there first. And yeah, and it's not, I think with like losing weight and power, that usually happens. If Ryan was weighing 120 kilos and got down to 90 kilos, yes, it would be, he's lost a lot of power. But yeah, when you're dropping 4 or 5 kilos, you can do it very lean. I mean, Monster Michael Todd's dropped, I think, 10, 11 kilos, but he's doing his best lifts in the gym, which we'll get to a little bit later. Left-handed stare, says Ray versus Bowen, is an intriguing matchup.
Look, I might in the after pool left-handed stand, inspired by your name, I might even take him on left and slap him around in the after pool.
Show the difference. Show it again.
Left. All right. Left. All right.
Your left arm looks like yes, sir. I'll have your daughter home by 10 o'clock too. I'll bring her home whenever I want. That's it. Gonna be. And everyone's jumping in the chat. We've got Alpha Kangle says ready bang. Evening from King Hoddle, the arm wrestling fan, says ready bang bang bang. Absolutely. Marcus Thompson saying sup boys and girls. He's got his pen and paper ready for the predictions. 10 matches we're going to go through, and we do apologise to a couple of pullers on the event, but perfect opportunity for them. Duck Hunter Gaming has jumped in.
He knows
says, yeah, Ryan did predict Levan. I did for my members. I think I didn't get and I predicted. No, I predicted Marcio.
Oh, yeah, we all did. I think we all got that one wrong.
Yeah. Ryan finally getting out of Australia. What up from Shane? From Shane Elliott, the Aussie arm wrestler in the chat. Says ready back.
Love the
Aussie Osborne. Marcus Thompson's trying to get Paul Maiden versus Evan Burgoyne. He's trying to get that for the Whitby event. I think I'm going to pull Phil Woody UK there, and Uncle John is pulling Fox 8 Ball. It's going to be a bit of fun. Benjamin K, what up, brothers? Sup, y'all? Let's what's happening there? Everyone's the chat's just got ahead of me, so I'll scroll up a bit, and everyone's saying Hugh Janus has jumped in and said ready bang. Alex McDonald says Ryan's right arm is pregnant with his left arm. Hashtag ready bang. It's awesome.
Look at that, me when I was young. On that last one. Go back to that last one. Look at that. That's me when I'm young.
I think when Ray's saying that you should go shirtless, I think that's a deviant tactic, because once you go, if you are sitting in the dark and you go shirtless, you're just going to burn. So that's why when I first entered your studio, I was like, don't ever go shirtless in that studio with all the bright lights, which is good. But while we're here, great weekend coming up. It's on 6 different channels. It's going to be amazing, and that is the Monster pay-per-view live event. Ryan, first off, they announced a while ago that they were going live, going free to the public, and they're going on multiple channels.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
Man, look, I like it. It's a trial and error. I always consider everything like this. Marketing is a trial and error thing. And the sport is in that early phase where we haven't yet established the clear model that just flat out works. And by works, I mean it entertains the fans accordingly, and it grows the sport accordingly, and there's enough profit in it accordingly to keep on doing it and keep on expanding. So this is a test, and Michael's done a fantastic job at seeking third-party sponsors. That's what Michael has done incredibly well. He's got enough third-party sponsors that he doesn't need to gather a pay-per-view Subsequently, he's going to give it out free, so the fans are winning in this time, and big time.
Yeah.
The fans are getting a massive boost. For this to be a success and continue to grow, those companies that provide the third-party sponsors, they need to see the advertising return. Hopefully, they get millions and millions of views across all their platforms. Then they'll be happy. I don't know how much revenue they put forward, but enough to make the event happen. So, yeah, it's good. I think trial and error. Like I said, it's the only way we can really do it. And wish them all the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be on the Monster Michael Todd YouTube and Facebook channel, which are both killing it at the moment. They're 9 Line Apparel, which I was actually speaking to the other day, and a gentleman from 9 Line Apparel about 6 months ago broke their arm in a slow pull. So that was really interesting to know.
And then they jumped on board.
There.
Yeah.
Black Rifle Coffee, Redcon, and I think Kai Green on their social media. So it is certainly
that's cool.
Yeah, so I know Kai Green's done it before. I'm not sure if he's doing it again. I'll be watching it on.
It's really interesting where the sport's at. And Kai Green, obviously a big name in the bodybuilding world, the social media space. He's been around a long time and popular dude. I feel like the next few years we're going to see a whole bunch more people like that jump into the sport in a loose sort of involvement, or get kind of like Larry did, kind of like Juji did. But I feel like we're going to get a whole bunch of them. We've heard rumblings of Mike Tyson saying he can arm wrestle now. I haven't seen much of that.
I've seen footage.
Yeah, it's not good. But you know what I mean? I feel like a bunch of maybe OG social media bodybuilders will be like, hang on, you said you could arm wrestle till you're 70? All right, why not? Larry's doing pretty well. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if we got a whole bunch of OG social media bodybuilder types getting involved in the sport in the next couple of years.
And plus, and they will come in as well, because they've kind of got a head start. If all these guys went and played tennis, for example, because Wimbledon's on, they're from the bottom feeder. But these guys have strength behind them. So they're going to come into my club and wipe the floor with 90% of the people. So that's going to feed the egos and bits and pieces like that. So I think when it comes to that part of the world, I'm with you as well, Ryan. I reckon a lot will slowly come over because they can still lift part-time, arm wrestle part-time, get a whole new fan base. Because you would have seen that poll on Larry Wheels' channel. The last time I checked, it was at 71,000 votes, and 50% of them.
Yeah, it was balanced, wasn't it?
Arm wrestling.
Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. That's massive. Yeah, it was in powerlifting was second by a couple of percentage points or something. But love seeing that, and I think the future's good. So Michael doing this event live and free. I mean, that's, like I said, it's awesome for the fans. I hope we all tune in and all find it there. The good thing about free is free captures just more new people because of the way that social media algorithms work. When a live video is doing well, when everyone's hitting that like button, when everyone's chatting away in there, the algorithm behind the social media platform notices and it says, "Oh, let's put this in front of some more sports fans." And they come across and they go, what on earth is this? So free's good for that reason. Yeah,
absolutely. But speaking of that, if everyone just quickly give me a ready bang now and get the chat comments up and hit the like button. And also, White Wolf has been a banger for 7 months. What a dead set legend he is. He says, ready fang, 1 month, like heck, more like 9. For some reason, I'm still trying to find the right streaming service that allows me to put up these member super chats. So you get one free super chat a month when you're a member, but it doesn't come on the side. So I always have my phone open so I don't miss those.
Weird, isn't it? It is weird that happens. It is frustrating. You need a personal assistant, Jake, to be in there flicking it over, screenshot.
Well, once I get Ryan Bowen kind of subscriptions, I'm at almost 7,400, but I'm not at 74, 78,000. What's your number now? I didn't check this morning.
I think 76 something. this morning,
Yeah.
76,100 or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
again, coming back to Ray is still 2K ahead of me, the little Latvian. I love Ray.
There's our first poll. There is our first poll.
Ray and I have been literally like shadowing like our journey on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube, subscribers have been so ridiculously in parallel. But he's had a lead on me for about a year and a half. But he got to a gap where he was 10K ahead of me. But I've reeled it in. I'm only 2,500 behind him right now. We're coming home strong. It's a race to 100K. Me and Rolly. He's on 78. I'm on 76 at the moment.
Oh, and just coming in very close is the Aussie arm wrestler with 7,400. So I'm just. But in saying that,
it's accelerating though, isn't it?
The one thing I enjoyed 2 years ago, I made the joke, for those that don't know, Ryan Bowen was the very first when I said I was getting into podcasts. Ryan's like, if you ever want me on the show. And I made a joke that between us, we had 40,000 and 43 subs. And I had the 43. Ryan had 40,000. So it's awesome that in 2 years, I've jumped up 7,500. You've jumped 30,000. So it's
and for me, my journey, like I love subs and stats, and I know you do too. I for a long time, my goal was to be 20% of Devin Larratt's subs. That was my goal. It was like maintain 20% of his subs because he was growing. I'm just like, come on, keep up with the 20%, and he got ahead. Now I'm way past. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I gotta give myself a new goal. Now it's like, okay, I gotta get to 100. Then I gotta reel in Michael Todd. And look, eventually, Arm Wrestling TV. We're gonna knock them over.
For me, and that's where I'm totally with you. And you can clip this and call us both delusional. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But for me, and I'll get to the comment section in a moment. We probably should start predicting matches as well. We're 17 minutes in. How many YouTube channels are you subscribed to, Ryan?
I'm probably yeah.
So I'm in the 50 to 100, right? 50 to 100. My point being, 1.6 million people are subscribed to Arm Wrestling TV. You do not have to be subscribed to one channel. So there is no reason that 1.6 million can't be subscribed to Ryan Blue Bowen. That 1.6 million can't be subscribed to the Aussie Arm Wrestler. So I just think, just put me in front of the right audience. I'll win you over. Ryan will win you over. And I can't wait. I hope you have a cup of haters' tears when you get your silver button from YouTube and you have a bit of a swig. Left-hand Stan wants to know, Ryan, can Ray use a riser in your match?
That's an interesting question in that one. It's a genuine question. I am preparing for, in a technical sense, I'm preparing for both conditions. I think, look, Ray stands on a riser when his outside game is no longer an option for him, and he just says, screw it, all in, press hook. And I've seen in a few matches that's been a real turning point. His match against Mazahir and things like that. His match against in Arm Wars. As soon as he got the riser out, total change. But his opponents didn't adjust technically, and they were almost confused. They didn't know what on earth was changed. When he gets on a riser, his wrist flexion relative to my pronation, the ratios will change. But what will disappear is his back pressure. He won't have any rising pressure at all. So when he comes forward like that, just expect me to post up and crush him sideways, take all the rotation. It won't matter. So he can use the riser if he wants, but I'll see it coming. I won't be caught with my pants down.
Two risers. He can use three risers. I don't care. Incoming. Marcus Thompson is just giving you a warning. He thinks all my polls are fixed. He's very dirty because I keep beating him in the polls, which is good. David Marr, just a bit of a ready bang. How are we doing this evening, gentlemen? Did someone say sex bots? So Varley, that's a reason why I don't like whenever I do a live now, I do subscribers only, so the sex bots don't come in.
Yeah,
which is good. Danger Cooper comes in. He says, Ryan, what would it take to get you to Michigan in the next year to pull the cane? Roger came
Yeah,
in
look,
there.
and Roger's going to be – he's on this card coming up too, so we'll talk about Roger shortly, I'm sure. Look, I am really excited about a future match with Roger, just for the ginger factor. For that factor alone. Look, I know that Jerry Carteret was a flaming red ginger when he was young, as was Todd Hutchins. So, look, they still are the top 2 ranked gingers in the world, but there's one more spot on the podium. And if we want to get kind of technical, there's only 2 active gingers that are really in this race. And by active, I mean Todd's lost all his hair and Jerry's faded out. So, like, active gingers.
Genuine ginger.
Yeah, exactly. So then we need to know who the strongest ginger arm wrestler is in the world, and it's either myself or Roger Cunningham. So we will find out. That will happen. Roger and I have spoken about it a number of times. Arm Wars has floated the idea to us before. We've talked about bringing Roger here. We've talked about me going there. It will happen at some point. We will find out. So yes,
there we go. And the arm wrestling fan says, Ryan, about to put $200 on you. Counting on you coaching.
On you, brother. I will be giving it my all. So,
Twitter followers apparently are more real than YouTube subs. Well, not really, because I'm not on Twitter. I've thought about it, but I just can't keep up with all the social medias. It gets to me.
I got about 1,200 on Twitter.
Grandma Red has jumped in and says, I'm not a sex bot. I just love Bowen. which is good. Right. Now, I hope you've all hit the like button because we're going to get it down now. We've had a chat. We've caught up. We're there. So we've got 10 matches to go through, and we're absolutely loving it. Huge event on the weekend. It's going to be awesome. Guys, whenever we talk about a match, get your votes in the comments section as well. It's 50-50 at the moment. 50-50 when it comes to the votes. Voice of Arm Wrestling or Ryan Blue Bowen on the race to 100 subs. Ryan Blue Bowen's just hitting the lead at 51%.
Always been close.
Here we go. So the first match I think will be on the card will be Tim Talmadge versus Darren Bills.
So I've never gripped either of these 2 guys. Tim Talmadge, I've seen his face on social media. I know he gets involved in promoting events and things like that. Darren Bills, one of my most probably critical social media followers over the last couple of years, floats in and out of extreme hatred to moderately tolerating Ryan to extreme hatred to back again. So I'm going for Tim Talmadge in this one. I don't know who wins it. I wouldn't have a clue who's the better arm wrestler, but Tim Talmadge all the way.
Well, I'm just asking the chat now to get their comments in. So Darren on the other end of the scale has been a good supporter of the Aussie arm wrestler. And so has Tim Talmadge. I speak to Tim Talmadge a bit. Slide in the DMs a bit. Like what he's doing with Arm Sport Entertainment, and he was very appreciative of the promotion and the commentary we did for his awesome event where he had Coach Ray and Artem and things like that. Oh, I did Tom. I meant Tim. Why'd I write Tom? Fat fingers. You're all rushing me. But I am going for Tim Talmadge with no data at all. I really like Tim. Tim's a huge supporter of Mario Tambakis. So anyone that supports the Aussies will get a win for me. Darren or Tim, apologies, Darren Bills, you're dead set legend, but I'm going for Tim Talmadge in number 1. Maybe next time when I put it up, I'll get the names properly. White Wolf has jumped in with a super chat. He says, Ryan, don't believe Jake Biden's shifty as fuck polls. He and Uncle John are putting their fingers on the scale for every poll.
Oh, there's double voting going on. They've got extra mules dropping off extra votes in 1 a.m. at night. All sorts of things going on. I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it for a second, White Wolf, but it's all good.
Wouldn't doubt it for a second. Hang on. Anytime I get attacked, I'm like, Ryan's going to win. Everyone shut up. Ryan's going to win. And at the first chance you get Ryan, whack. You've done it. Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler's done it. What is going on? Wow. This is ridiculous. Thank you, White Wolf. White Wolf, you ridiculous. Varley, we're gonna quickly put Varley out of his misery The guy's awesome, and he loves his tennis. He goes, hopefully we get a Wimbledon prediction from the two Aussies, seeing if they're repping the man on Sunday. If you don't know, Ryan, Nick Kyrgios did what's his name? I've gone blank. Stephen Bradbury. He's just fallen over into the final. With
I did notice that. I did notice that he's in the final. Always causing waves is Kyrgios, and I think his match against Tsitsipas or whatever his name is, that was full of highlights of craziness and all that sort of stuff. But I'm going for Djokovic, even though I'm an Aussie. I'm going for Djokovic because I don't like Rafa Nadal, and I want Djokovic. The fact that Rafa went into the lead on the all-time greatest titles list at the Aussie Open when Djokovic was not present because our stupid country wouldn't let him in. I want Djokovic to get it.
So
get that back.
Djokovic, political reasons.
Yeah, I don't like Rafa. I don't like Rafa. Screw Rafa.
Yeah, Rafa's a flog. He's a dickhead. A part of me is going for that, but I'm just going to go 6-love, 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 Kyrgios. Easy.
Nice.
Revo, ready, dead set, bang. Absolutely love it. You dead set legends. I like you more now, Ryan. Good prediction. Which is good. All righty, another match. We've got our man, Don Underwood. Hollywood, Don Underwood, and he's taking on Devin Gagnaben. From what
the Gator, as Don called him the other day. The Gator.
Yeah, the Gator man. I want to see Don win. A lot, we have a good relationship with Don.
Yeah.
You two met up the other week, and now we do a couple of shows and everything together. But yeah, we've got. I don't know too much about the Gator man, Gagnaben. So for me, I want Hollywood to come back because he's lost his last couple of matches.
Yeah,
you just need him firing on all cylinders.
Don's one of those guys. He's just an absolute asset for the sport. He's been at the very top. We saw him against Devin Larratt in Arm Wars, really looking phenomenal. Back on top of the MGM Grand, I think that one was. He's been a part of the sport in my favorite show, Game of Arms, that was out there. He was at the center of that as well. He brings so much entertainment value. He's a killer commentator. If you sit down with Don, you learn stuff about the sport, not only as an arm wrestler, but as a promoter and as an entertainer. He's got all of it. So yeah, I'm all on team Don as well with Hollywood for this one. I don't know Gator Man very well, a Canadian gentleman. I understand. No doubt going to bring threat to the table, but yeah, I'm cheering Team Don all the way.
If you're a Canadian and your name's Devin and your last name's not Larratt, do you have an obligation to change your first name?
Yeah, it is tricky, isn't it? I mean, you just leverage that, would you? Like, you just try to get on the back of all that search, all that Devin Larratt search, and you get your photo bombs going up in the background. I don't know, but I've never heard of Devin Gatorman until this match. So
no, but this is the one thing that you and I love about arm wrestling, because we're like awesome. We're not seeing the same names. So I want to see someone come out and go, whoa, okay, now I know who the Gator Man is. Now I know, I want to watch the Gator Man's matches, because I hadn't seen much of BJ Fakakis. But although he beat Don, and that hurt me because Don and I love each other, now I'm interested in BJ's match later on, which we'll talk about. So, I want Don to win. Do I dare say it's better for the sport if Don wins? You're not allowed to say that, Ryan. I got roasted. Absolutely roasted when I made a video. What's better for the sport? It was hilarious. Now, another match that is coming in. Match number 3, Dustin Hyatt versus Cody Vanderweerd.
Sorry, Dustin and Cody. I don't know. I can't do anything but pick the dog that's wearing the colors that I like the most here. I don't know. That's what I do. When you do that, you go to the dog track with your grandfather when you're 8 years old, and that's how you pick it.
Mate, that's how Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler is awesome at picking. She's picked on people's names. Yeah, I haven't. I will do a bit of research, but if I'm going the early crow, I'm going to go Dustin Hyatt. If I'm going to go the early crow. Quick super chat from the arm wrestling fan. He says, American arm wrestling no longer in the top 5 world rankings.
Well, I guess and the overall world rankings, that is a fair assessment. Dave Chafee, the highest ranked of the American arm wrestlers on the overall scale. I do think there is still debate that he is in the top 5. I think Dave Chafee is anywhere from 4 through 7 because, of course, the guys in 4 through 7 have that circular who beat who going on. So he's still in there in the conversation, but I agree with that. But as for weight categories, John Brzenk is still very much inside the top 5 of his weight category. And he as we'll see him at East vs. West, will take on Kitagali on Garbayev. If he wins that, he takes on the winner of Hutchins and Brudnik. And the winner of all that is essentially number 1 in the world at 110. So John
Say
is
John's
still there.
opponent again. Say John's opponent again.
Kitagali on Garbayev.
Well done. Well done. Not too many people can pronounce it. I've been practicing. But yeah, it is very close. Kratos says East rules, and now Aussie hates it. I don't hate it. I just want to see arm wrestling. I just love commentating. I don't care who's on top of the table. I genuinely don't care. If it's a friend of mine, then of course I'm going to love it that little bit more. But no, I don't care. I love watching any sort of arm wrestling. So you've got me wrong, Kratos. You've got me wrong. Tom Radigan is coming with a super chat. Thank you very much. The Rad Man, Radford, says, what's Ryan's side pressure at with the 3-inch wrist range currently?
Oh, well, I did it. You mustn't have seen the video, Tom. I think the latest video on my YouTube channel is me doing that. I lifted 60 kilos on that one. My PB, if I'm maxing my joints out, was 66 kilos. I did 60 the other day as I'm too close to the fire right now for the match to be going to the point where my elbows are going to blow up. So 60 kilos with a 3-inch wrist wrench, direct side at the moment. Pretty happy with that. Like I said, I'm at 92 kilos, 92.1 kilos this morning. Feeling good, man.
And if you're wondering, Tom, I'm doing side pressure, 3-inch root rest, about 130 kilos because I'm just a monster. Just smashing it, mate. So, no, thank you, Tom. You big superstar. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mr. Radford. I'll call him Radford. Tom Radigan. I hope I'm saying your name properly. Juju Mugu says, Mrs. Juju Mugu, watching too. I roped her in. Well, hi, Mrs. Juju Mugu, you dead set legend. Thanks for joining a couple of weird Australians that love arm wrestling way too much and look after.
I like it. I remember getting a message once from someone that said their 3-year-old or something was on the iPad. The parents were asleep. It was early in the morning. Their 3-year-old got the iPad out, and the parents vaguely wake up to the sound of my voice going on. They're like, what's going on? The 3-year-old had me popped up on their iPad on their YouTube. So that was
cool. Yeah, we've just got to start making YouTube kids videos, and once we crack that algorithm, we'll never have to work a day in our life again. Aussie arm wrestler, this will get me every time. He says, Mrs. Jess Ward, Mrs. Aussie arm wrestler was in the chat just before, says, how big of a super chat would it take for you to kidnap the trophy and hold it hostage on behalf of the viewers for a while? You're really hitting a nerve here, Aussie. You're really hitting a nerve here, this bad boy.
It would actually be. What would freak Jake out? Imagine if we did manage to kidnap that thing, and then it just popped up in people's videos. That seemed like it was impossible. We posted it all around the world, and we there it pops up in Derek Smith's live, pops up in Devin Larratt's live, pops up in BMN's live. It'd be great.
How do I mute you? How do I mute your microphone? That's it, guys. Aussie arm wrestler's going to therapy. I'm going to therapy. Although it has been very tempted to just post it and see how far I can get this trophy and how many different people I can get a photo with it. Because I always love knowing how far, this channel, your channel, I love always going, tell me where you're from and and love just seeing how far the branch heads. So a part of me is always tempted, but then I want to bring it with me. I want to see if anyone will come up to me and see if they can get a photo with the trophy.
Yeah, I love it in the chat. Someone said, you start getting all Liam Neeson if you lose that trophy. You start taking style.
Yeah, it's I will find you.
Have a particular set of skills.
And I will kill you. Marcus Thompson trying to rope me in. He says, bring it to Whitby, Jake. I will, but it will be handcuffed to me, mate. It will be handcuffed. Don't want you guys getting in there, which is awesome. Aussie Arm Wrestler says, oh, snap. Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler even replies. Ha, ha, ha. So Jake gets it back eventually, though. Name a price and we'll see. What is wrong with everyone? Oh, hey, everyone. Welcome, Ryan Bowen. Good friend of mine was at his wedding. Oh, there's a bus. I'll throw the Aussie Arm Wrestler under it. Hey, Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler, steal Jake's trophy. Okay, name a price. There's a bus. Throw the Aussie Arm Wrestler under it. Okay. Trunk wars. Trunk wars. Marcus will have that trophy on his hand soon. But you're all turning on me. Shane Carey says, let's have a money match for that trophy. As true as I'm sitting here, my asking price is $100,000. It is $100,000 because 90% or 95% of arm wrestlers in the world feel that they can win, and this is as close to a prestige legacy hammer they'll ever win. So Shane, you are probably, no word of a lie, my 1,000th person that has challenged me for that trophy. I get challenged all the time. I've got challenged all the time, but we'll see what happens. Can we buy Toddzilla's singing lessons? Says Tom. Thanks again, Tom, for your super chat. Where's that come from?
Yeah, haven't you seen the Toddzilla singing? I know when he was on the way to face Irakli, he was singing.
I saw that.
I think that's it. And I mean, let's be honest. Todd Hutchins doesn't have that silky smooth voice that necessary to be a singer. He's got that kind of screechy thing going on. But hey, look, people. I mean, AC/DC pulled it off with Screech, and they did it well. So maybe we just need to embrace him in that sense.
Yeah, it's like on everyone's pump up song when you just man, I'm the strike, and it's like and that gets my balls tingling all the time. Everyone's been awesome, especially Tom Radigan, my precious. Yeah, why is everyone coming after my trophy? I guess when you're at the top of the food chain, I get it. Everyone wants to knock me off. Arm Wrestling Fan has jumped in and says, where should Devon be ranked post-Levan fight? I can tell you now, he's number 2 in the world.
Sticking with number 2.
For me, he's still number 2 in the world unless shown otherwise. I think Levan's way above everyone, but Devon's no slouch. Like, Toddzilla could barely move him. You saw what he did to Monster Michael Todd. They might be down. He had a good win against Dave Chafee. Yes, that was on WAL pads and things like that. But I think if like Siliev or Hermes at this stage, I still think that Devon that showed up before the injury, I still think he is number 2 in the world.
Yeah, for me, I'm just not giving him a rank at the moment. We just need to let him recover from injury and see where he goes. But certainly he's like the reality for him. If he got to face everyone, he's somewhere either from 2 through to 5 at absolute worst. But yeah, I think he's, if you look at it, he still has to be put right up there until we find out exactly.
Yeah, there you go. And Retro Ricer says, whoever came up with bringing up that trophy must be a creative genius, says Retro Ricer. Well, let me tell you the story, Ryan. I showed you the trophy first on the very first podcast, and I did it as a bit of a laugh. And then the first person to message me was Retro Ricer, and he says, you better show that trophy in every single podcast that you do. and Eddie's grown
retro.
league. So it was retro Ricer, and probably his first super chat without slagging you and saying that he's beat you 600-0. So, which is awesome. Shane Elliott says, Ozzy, I was the first person to bring your trophy up and put it on the line. Go look at your first videos when you started doing videos. Now that, Shane-O, would be a very interesting stat to see if you're the first person to challenge me. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Still $100,000, but very cool. Very cool. All right, let's whip through some predictions. So easy to get sidetracked on these things. What are we up to? Your man, Bob Brown Arm Wrestling. Bobby B has just put on a couple of beefy pounds, and he's taking on Bill Logston. Now, Bill manhandled Bob last time. They were on the table.
Yeah, that's the witness street. Bob's he's an OG of the sport in a lot of respects. He's been in and around, really good best buddies with John Brzenk and that. He's been around the best for a long, long time. He's got Masters world titles. I think he won a WAF world title a couple of years ago, and he's a King's mover. He's one of those guys that at his elbow, the range in his arm, it's like this. That's all it does.
Yeah.
So he's one of those guys that's super stiff through the elbow. When I pulled with him last time, he was around at 176 pounds. But Don scared me the other day. Don told me he was 220 pounds. I'm like, what? I couldn't imagine it. Looked a little bit closer. I think he's about 190 pounds, 195 pounds. So interesting match. Either way, if Bill had the edge last time, then Bill knows the lane that works and that. But the extra power from Bob, we know classic people like Crazy George. If someone with an arm that stiff gets a stop and their pronation's still present, it's a hard day to finish. So I'm all on Team Bob Brown for this one. I hope he gets the W.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Bill bounces back with Justin Bishop manhandled him at the Toddzilla Corey West outing. Justin Bishop absolutely, just tore Bill to shreds. And Bill is no slouch. He was on the Game of Arms show. If you don't know who Bill Logston is, and he's a genuine pull. This match is going to be awesome. And I was going to go Team Bob Brown, but because you're on Team Bob Brown, I'll go Bill Logston just for a bit of fun. I'll go Billy Boy to keep it going there. What else have we got? A lot of, what's this from Benjamin McCabe? He says a lot of swagger jacking in arm wrestling with no credit. Yeah, just go on Facebook. Everyone's an expert. I do love reading it though, but sometimes I'm just like, oh my God. Revo says Ryan versus Terrence Opperman in the Ginger World.
And Terrence Opperman's a blonde. He ain't ginger. Have a look at that man. That man has got white blonde hair. You look at him when he's young, there is not an ounce of ginger going on. But Terrence Opperman's a beast, but multiple WAF world champion and #1 in South Africa. But he ain't a ginger, brother. I don't know what light he was in one day when you saw a photo of him or something. There must have been an orange light somewhere. He's blonde.
There you go. Get your hair colour right. Come on, Revo, you dead set legend. Retro Rice just jumped in. Thank you very much, Retro. Speaking of dead set legends, and he goes, Blue, you think you could take Bishop in a rematch?
On your Retro Rice, though, that's one of my all-time most looked forward to matches that is inevitable. I don't know when. Justin and I, we haven't had the opportunity to face in a long time. He was the guy I called out after I won my WAL match against Alan Guerra. I said, I want Justin Bishop next. And WAL was going to probably make that happen. But WAL and COVID and all that sort of stuff. So, look, I think it'll happen at some point in the future. I think that Justin and I is always an interesting match. Obviously, he has the winning record on me. I would love to avenge it. So, yeah, look, I'm always ready for a rematch with Justin.
I think Arm Fights Unleashed should host that match. I think I'd be all for that one. It would be awesome in the studio there. I think it would be an absolute banger. It would be great if you could have that one. Backspace reckons he's going to get you on a technicality because Opperman has ginger pubes. So if that's the way it's going to go, Levan is ginger from the waist down. Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. And you've got Ryan on the show. Can you change your name for a minute, buddy? Marcus Thompson. Wowee. Marcus Thompson. This guy's just unbelievable. Unbelievable. He says, Ryan, is your match with Ray Arm Wars live on September 3rd or Iron House? Also, big shout out for Paul Maiden Arm Wrestling Gods Super Matches in October, England versus Ireland. Cole Hutchinson, Mindaugas, Adrian O'Dwyer is a stud. Tom Holland. It's near my hometown. Can't wait.
My match with Ray, it's not at Arm Wars at all. It's sooner than that. You don't have to wait till the 3rd of September. It's on the 6th of August, brother. And it's at Engen Terzi's East vs. West. I will, however, be sticking around until Iron House. I'll be in that region of the world until then. I believe on my left, my trusty left, look at that, savage. My left, I'll be taking on Uncle John at Arm Wars in some way, shape, or form. That may be on the live. But my right at Arm Wars will be taking on Bogdan Stoica.
Yeah. Cannot wait for that one. That one's going to be that's going to be awesome. That'll be unreal. I'll be so keen for that one. And yeah, hopefully you get to group up with a whole heap of people because especially if you go to Paris and you're allowed to, because our man Rhett Downard from here in Melbourne, I think he just got runners up. And no, he won, I think, a tournament in France, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Won his super match.
Well. Yeah,
so very happy with that.
I'm going to get that. I got that 5.5 weeks or whatever between the two matches. I got to be careful not to flare anything up too bad because the Arm Wars match is going to be a tough one. But I'm keen to group up with people in that region of the world. So we'll see. We'll see who I stumble across and what clubs I find in those local areas. But yeah, I would love to get into some of those clubs and group up.
Go from there. Thank you very much, Marcus Thompson. Cannot thank you enough for your ongoing support, not only for my channel, but all the arm wrestling channels that you enjoy. So we do thoroughly appreciate it. White Wolf with a super chat. He says, Jake or Ryan, how much do you figure it would take to show up at an event, any event, and challenge Ivan to a super match on the spot? 20K, 50K, 100K, everyone has a number. I think Levan won't care. Like, if you turn up to Georgia and have money, he'll just kind of look at you and go, okay.
You want to give me money? Okay.
Yeah, because
it depends who it is, doesn't it? Like, if it's anyone
right.
other than like Hermes and Gennady and Vitali and that caliber, if it's anywhere south of those guys, he wouldn't care. He'd say, "Oh yeah, sure, you can have a go right now. Put your money on the line. That's fine." I could turn up unannounced, and Levan would take it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. He'd do it for $5. He'd say, "Yeah, I'll have your $5, whatever."
Yeah.
So yeah, Levan's that good. He doesn't need. He's not worried. He's not worried.
He's just unbelievable at the moment. I'm just going to put Marcus Thompson's chat back up there to just show a bit of respect from there. All right, we better get into the next matches. Pavlo Debedyev has got 2 matches. I don't think they'll be back-to-back, but he's got a right arm and a left arm, and he is taking on Eric Gerlach on the right arm. Eric Gerlach. Do you know much about EG?
I don't know, Eric.
Nah.
I don't know
so much about EG, but hopefully Pavlo, starting to make a name for himself, which we thoroughly enjoy, and hopefully he gets a win on the right arm because he's not winning his left arm matchup because he is taking on Paul Talbot.
And this match has storyline, doesn't it? I like this match. This is super interesting because Paul Talbot, I've seen that he's declared recently via his social media that he's coming for the #1 ranked pound for pound left arm wrestler in the USA. He believes he is that man. And I mean, he's a phenomenal left arm puller. If you look at his list of accolades, what he's done, he's won WAL titles continuously. I don't think he was ever beaten on the left arm. He's won it at 176 pounds. He's won it at 200 pounds. And his left has always been his go-to arm. He's taking on Pavlo is a big deal. Pavlo's like, I think he's number one ranked left arm at 230 pounds or something like that in
Lachlan Adair's
USA.
that. Lachlan Adair's
Well,
that.
Yeah, Lachlan Adair is.
Lachlan's manhandled him.
But Paul Talbot coming from Pavlo is really interesting because Pavlo is a bigger dude than Paul, but Paul is a left arm specialist. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this one goes. Also, Danny Tesh, I got to shout out. Danny Tesh beat Paul Talbot left hand. Just remember that.
Think smart, guys. Don't forget the past. But I like that Paul Talbot's woken up and he's like, right, I need to just build this social media thing. He's coming in and he's rocking and rolling with it. So I think Paul Talbot is going to beat Pavlo on the left arm. I can't remember the rankings between the two, but yeah, Paul Talbot seems fired up. And the last time we saw him proper was losing to Paul Lynn on WAL, like on a big national scale. But he keeps turning up to tournaments and turning up to events. So I am definitely keen to see that one. I've got Paul Talbot. I might actually do a poll for this one because if I end the other poll and Ryan Bowen wins that one after 121 votes, he'll be the first to 100K subs. Now, if we get in there and we go, who wins? Paul Talbot. Or I'm just going to write Pavlo. Not going to have a crack at his name there. So everyone get in there and get it. Benjamin McCabe, it's impossible for the Aussie arm wrestler to do a moment of silence, and that's a Neil pickup. That's a Neil pickupism. If he starts doing ready bang, then I'll start doing moments of silence, but I'm not going to steal. I'm not going to steal his thing. Now, we're into like the main event. Like if this was a pay-per-view, this would have been the main card. And I had these two guys on the show yesterday. The Kang, Roger Kangingham, who said he just wants that match with Ryan Bowen after this one. He wants to know who the number one ginger is, just like yourself, Ryan. And he's taking on the Fury, the man whose watch is so big, gave birth to a Rolex, and that is Craig Tullier. How do you see this one going?
A good match. Craig Tullier, very consistent high performer out of the USA. Very hardened arm wrestler is Craig Tullier. Very, very just solid through his elbow and real explosive sort of style about him. Can pull inside, can pull outside. Roger has shown that he's a beast once he gets coiled up and into that hook. I think Roger's the bigger man. Roger's taller. He uses that long reach of his, crushes forward, gets in the match. I think Craig Tullier expect like him to load up real heavy back pressure and accept the fact that Roger's going to grip around and he's going to get inside, but look for Craig Tullier to just slam as hard as he can. Now, if the stop happens in a position where Roger's able to, then Roger will take control of the long game. I believe he's got the right style to take control of the long game. It gets hard when someone who's a tall hooker, once they've got to stop with rotation engaged, it becomes a nightmare to finish them. So I think Craig Tullier is going to have the pressure to get the pins early. How many rounds are these super matches, Jake?
They're all best of 5. They're all best of 5.
Okay, best of 5. I think it's you're going to see Tullier up 2-0, but you're going to start to see him struggling. I think that the third round is going to be where Roger may take it. I don't know who's going to win this one. I'm not confident either way, but I am certain that the early rounds, it's going to be Tullier looking more dangerous and Roger coming home strong. So we'll see, but great matchup.
Yeah, I see it as Craig's going to get some. It's going to take Roger a couple of goes to figure out, but will a couple of goes be too late? I feel this match can steal the show if Roger finds his lane. If Roger gets that stop on the inside, I think if he just rolls inside, I don't want to reveal the plans, but Roger off air told me exactly where he's going to go. So if he can get there, look for this to just be an explosive match. Look for Craig to get rattled. It's going to be interesting. Look, I'm more emotionally invested. Sorry?
The personality side, it's massive on this one.
Yeah. So, and it's a big moment for both of these guys. You know, Craig wanting to remind everyone 30 plus years in the sport, he's still a dominant figure, and Roger wanting those big money matches so he doesn't have to work anymore. So
when I say
that a lot.
And when I say the personality side, like we know Roger, he will stir the pot. He will bring his mouth will be rolling. And the thing that makes this really interesting is the fact that Roger dishes out the kind of heat that he does verbally, trash talk. Like he'll do some pretty extreme stuff. Craig Tuya is a real tightly wound dude when it comes to trash talk. He's an upstanding guy. He's a lovely dude. I've met Craig once. He took me out for dinner. It was lovely. Thank you, Craig. Craig's a really nice man, but he's really tightly wound. So this could boil. This could boil, and the heat between these two guys could be just like, oh, look at this. They will be two dogs at each other over the table.
We spoke about it yesterday, and we said, like, I was like, because I not knowing Craig, I only met Craig surprisingly for the first time yesterday, but I was like, all right, mate, what's like, because Roger will go and he'll go for the jugular. So what's your no? So Roger knows, you know, what would be the one where there'd be fisticuffs, and he said, my wife. And he goes, if you mention my wife, and I said, that should just be an unwritten law. You know, no one does that. But yeah, so it'll be interesting. It's hard because both men can't win. I want both men to win. So it'll be really interesting. I think Craig has more of the potential to just whitewash it 3-0. But I think we'll get really exciting if Roger finds that lane. We can steal the show, ready, bang, and Roger can win this one. I'm going to go for an upset with Roger Cunningham for the upset.
Awesome. Love it.
Zachary Wall, thank you very much for your super chat. If you have a question or anything, Zach, at all, get it in there, mate, because nothing's come up. Or if you've just given a super chat, we appreciate you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Zach. So, next matchup, Lindiana Jones, one of the most Linsane people to ever jump on the table. He is in incredible form at the moment, and that is Paul Lynn. And he is taking on the man that crushed Don Underwood at the last Monster Factory. That is BJ Fakakis.
Yeah, man, interesting match, hey, because BJ's a big dude, really genuinely strong guy. As you said, he got the W over Don. He's got a very thick wrist. He's got incredible hand. If you ever shake BJ's hand, it's one of those hands that you just go, oh, okay, I don't want to pull this guy. I don't want to pull. That's instantly what you feel when you shake BJ's hand. He closes the 3.5 on the captain's crush. Easy. He does it multiple times for you. He'll do it with a grip backwards, with a grip forwards. He's got hands. He's got a lot of hands. What he lacks compared to Paul Lynn is the big stage experience. The big stage experience, Paul Lynn has the edge. Paul Lynn, I'm not sure what weight he's coming in at. He's looking jacked. He's looking rock solid. He's coming off a great run. Particularly, he had his win over David Samashuya 3-2 at East vs West, but also probably what will set him best is his victory over Ron Barth. That will give him a lot of confidence. A lot of people will believe that Paul Lynn has the edge if it gets into a hook. BJ Fakakis is a top roller, back pressure, pronation guy. Paul Lynn, if he can match that in the static setup and it ends up wrist on wrist, Paul Lynn will take it. I think for BJ to win this one, he's got to keep Paul out of the hook. He's got to keep that rising back pressure and pronation where the match is going to be fought. For me, though, this one, I have to give the edge to Paul just from that big stage. I feel like he has slightly better endurance. I feel like he has the big stage, just mentality dialed in a little better. And I think it might be a 3-1 or a 3-2 or something like that to Paul, in my opinion.
Pauline wins 3-0. I love BJ, but he's just going to
tease. Just turned up. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just threw your daughter.
She's
I
just,
I
I think
was looking over
they're
the
heading
camera, I
off
looked
for
back
morning
down.
tea.
G'day, Jess. I
Hey,
look back
Ryan.
down, and there's
How's it
and
going?
your screen's just leveled up about 1,000 points on how good it's looking. So good to see you, ladies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very sweet. She's a bit cute.
Are you heading
Oh
to
wow, yeah, beautiful.
Thank
to
you.
morning tea now?
Yeah, we're going to
Okay.
a brunch date, Zadie and I. So
Oh, very nice.
Bye, baby. Quick, Zadie, who's
cute.
going to win the main event? Who's going to win the main event? John Brazing. Yeah, there we go. Zadie tips John Brazing.
yeah, always.
I love
Have
you.
fun.
Bye, Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler.
Bye, Brian.
Alrighty. I'll get to your question in a moment. Zachary, got to switch back on. That's the most distracting thing in the world. Everyone knows how much I love my family. But yeah, I just think the form, like I saw Paul Lynn on the fix the other day, and wow, like he looked like a comic book character. He just looks phenomenally strong. And I think, like, I like that top roll back pressure from BJ, and he just dumps because he's like a huge human being and can just dump it there. But I think Paul Lynn will look for straps. I think he'll slip out, but Paul Lynn is just going to get that hook, and he will come in and get it done.
He looks good from there,
which is good. Zachary has come in. He says, I messed up my super chat. That's okay, Zachary. That's why we all get along here. He goes, but Ryan, who do you think is your most equal match out there right now? Give someone for Lachlan too.
Shit. Well, look. In Australia, my closest match is Mario Tembakas. He's the number 3 ranked in Australia, and I know he's hungry. Internationally, there's a whole bunch of them that I expect my match with Bogdan Stojka to be very, very balanced. I think that one's a potential screamer. I mean, look, there's any number of guys. Anyone that's around that 85 to 95 kilo bracket, the 85 guys is going to be higher on the elite level than 95 kilo guys. Go a few rungs down the ladder, and that's where you'll find balance for me. As for Lachlan's it's very exciting to see what Lachlan does against. He's taking on Sanders Sadis, who's the current WAF and EAF champion at 105 or 110 or whatever it is kilos. That's a great match. I think Lachlan is so very ready. Obviously, we saw Lachlan against Todd Hutchins, and at the time, everyone was like, look at that. Lachlan's no good, whatever, compared to where we thought he was. But Todd since then has looked amazing, just ripping people apart. Jordan Sonev got rolled hard, much harder than Lachlan did, as did Arackley. I think that Lachlan's up there. He's right up there. We're going to find out where soon. Obviously, his match with Sanders is going to be a great indicator. We don't have to wait long. It's only 30 days away. If he beats Sanders, then expect him to face someone like Arackley. If he beats Sanders, if he loses to Sanders, then maybe someone like Chance Shaw, or maybe someone like Zurab Tavbaridze or something like that. If he loses to Sanders, but we'll wait and see. But either way, he's in that zone right there.
There you go. It is awesome. Everyone just giving love. Yes, we do know Monster Michael Todd has gone live. That is okay. He's just talking about the rules. He'll do a 5 to 10 minute introduction, so that gives us enough time to get through our last 2 matches. But I do like the potential matchups for yourself and for Lachlan Adair when it's even. I'd love to see you and Mario just hang and bang again. I know you've gripped up before, but I'd love to see that match sooner rather than later, and even on home soil, even though you both deserve international status. Co-main event time, the Monster Michael Todd and Todd Zilla, the battle of the Todds.
Woo! This is the big. This is, to me, this is the juiciest one because this one has some very heavy emotion built into it, particularly out of the Monster camp. I mean, we've all seen it, haven't we? Michael Todd believes in himself so ferociously, and he's determined. I know he's not willing to accept that he's sliding down the ranks. Despite his last few losses, he's not willing to accept that he's He's reinvented himself. He's gone back to what used to work. He's declared that he will. It's not even a match. Like he's put a lot of emotional value on the line in this match. If he wins, he can declare it and say, "Look, told you so. I'm back. Here we go. Up the board again." If he loses, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. So there's a lot of emotional investment in this one, particularly out of the Michael Todd side. Todd Hutchins, a lot more carefree, on a tear, and heading up the ranks. He wants to be seen in the top 10 in the overall ranks in the world. He's very close. Some people are already putting him 10. If not, he's just outside it. He wants to be seen as a top 10. He's coming. I mean, he's facing Prudnik at his worst. He's coming for the number 1 rank at 110 kilos. He's on a mission, and I know for a fact, he's always wanted Michael Todd. When he came to Australia years ago, he was talking to me about how he was going to beat Michael Todd back then. He's been dreaming about this match for years, and he's in his best shape. I got Todd Hutchins winning it. 3-0.
3-0. Well,
3-0. 3-0.
Love it. Love the big thing. I'm going the other way. I've just put out a late night prediction video, and I'm going the monster Michael Todd. He's lean down. He was telling me he's hitting record numbers in the gym. There's just something about be able to contain it. I do love the story behind this. Mm-hmm. Both what they're wanting with, I had both of them on the show within the last 7-8 days. So I love the carefree Toddzilla. He's got nothing to lose. Everyone knows where he's going to go, what lane he is. I'm just worried about the press. Like I even go back, I mean, it was years ago, but the way Jerry just rolled on top of Toddzilla, I think that press just could be a slight weakness. I mean, but that was years ago. I'm happy to be wrong because I love watching Toddzilla pull, but I think just that's where he might roll in. I don't think I'll see too many Kings moves from Monster Michael Todd, and I think on home soil.
Yeah. Well, look, yeah. If it goes, if Michael's strong enough to hold center, and when Todd's revved up, because for me the thing on the press is to beat Todd Hutchins with a press, you need to have firm control of center, which the time that Jerry beat him, Jerry did. Jerry had control of center, but Jerry's like the tip of the spear when it comes to press. Yeah. And he was, I mean, Todd denied one round, I think, against Jerry, where he actually took Jerry's wrist and separated him. And even Jerry, I think Todd fouled out that round, and then Jerry just boom, boom, boom with presses. I don't think, and this is, I could be wrong, I don't feel like Michael has the center table integrity to do that to Todd. I think when Todd is fresh, prepped, and revved up in those engines of side pressure, and he's got the mouth guard in, and he's just looking at the referee. I just think that the that he brings is gonna win center, and Michael will have to Kings move.
There you go. Very interesting. I do. Yeah. Look, this one, every time I look at the match and every time I go for it, my mind changes all the time. And I'm like, I think I'm just under the fact that I've got no idea how. And this
one thing that I can say about this match, this could be, and this is something I remember talking with Todd about, this could be one of the longest matches you'll ever see. And I say that because both these men have abnormal levels of defensive endurance, and also the fact that Todd Hutchins doesn't possess a press. He doesn't. Let's play it out this way. If Todd Hutchins gets control of the pronator, drives sideways, Michael Todd enters King's move. Okay, they're going to sit there for a long time without the ability to come forward and press like John Brzenk did or like Rivas did when they got victories over Michael Todd. Todd Hutchins is just going to have to sit there and wait and try to drag it out with side pressure. Now, he's probably not going to have that. He's probably not going to have the ability to just pull straight through. So he's going to get stuck there. Michael's going to start smiling and saying, yeah. But here's where Todd Hutchins' endurance starts to come in. Todd can sit in on his elbow for days, it seems like. And Michael will. I anticipate Todd to go. Michael to go. Michael to then nod to the crowd like, "Yeah, I got this," and expect to be able to just win it. If he goes to roll out from there, look, the number one asset that Toddzilla possesses, it's in fact not his side pressure. Go and ask Todd personally what his biggest asset is, and you'll discover it's his fingers. His fingers are what make him the man he is in an arm wrestle. Now, if he's got the side pressure lane stitched up and Michael gets a stop, Michael's pronate, it now becomes which gas is first, Todd's fingers, now they're going to be in straps, Todd's fingers or Michael's pronation. That's where the true winner will be determined, in my opinion, is who gasses there. Whoever gasses there first will lose the match.
I want to get a stopwatch happening. If there's no press involved, then what you happen exactly says, I want to get a stopwatch and see if it does become the longest match in history.
Yeah.
That would be unbelievable.
The other thing is it may not even be over then. Like let's say Michael Todd half cracks the fingers of Todd, and that forces Todd to go on the defense then, right? Michael's open. He's in a King's move. Todd's fingers half crack. So his wrist is back, but his fingers are there. Todd goes onto the defensive half in the hook. But Michael's still open in the King's move. Michael to finish. Michael can't finish Todd with a King's move. Michael must stand up and press, right? He must stand up and press. He cannot finish Todd Hutchins with an actual King's move. Can't. So when he goes to stand up and press, I can guarantee you, Todd, as soon as he sees that stand up coming, side pressure again. And it's going to be this back and forth. Who the hell gasses? Both these men have enormous endurance. We could see a 15-minute round. Please don't call the fouls and make them restart. I don't know if it's running fouls. We could have a 15-minute round or something like that.
Oh, 15. That would be brilliant. I would love to call a 15-minute match. I'd love to call a 15-minute match. I genuinely hope you are right, Ryan. And this is one of those matches where I genuinely do not care who wins. I like both. They've both treated me very well, especially from an early day. So, yeah, I do not care who wins this matchup. I just think the Monster just might have it for this one. And then, of course, the main event, John Brzenk versus Corey West. I love this matchup. I love it. It's going to be awesome. For me, it can only go one way and one way only.
I'm gonna assume that's to the GOAT. Is that how you see it?
John Brzenk, of course he's going to win this one. He's going to dominate hand. He's going to take full control of it. He may lose the first round because he does like to see where he is on the power level, on the strength level, if he can go bicep to bicep against everyone. So Corey just might roll on top and get the one pin. But then John's just like, cool. Open the book of John. Beautiful. Chapter 4, 400 pounders. Yes. Okay. I will implement that. Thank you very much. And he'll just stand there in the middle of the table and take his hand and just, cool. When you're ready, if you can, we're just going to go this way. Corey, just want to come? Yep. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
That's the thing, isn't it? To beat John, you have to be so substantially ahead of him on power. You can't just be a little bit ahead of John on power to beat John. Because as Jake, as you've said there, John is so very complete in his game. There is no crack. There is no door that you can force him into that lane, and then all of a sudden he's no good. He has constant rotation threat everywhere you go. He has rising defense, which is what I anticipate to see. I agree with you that the early round is dangerous, that Corey does possess enough power that he may just bring it out and boom. But yeah, John will find the lane. He'll go there and he will just, I think he'll bleed the hand of Corey West open, and then it will be the John show once again.
Yeah, I think that's how I think it's going to go. John Brzenk, 3-0, 3-1. I'll go 3-1. But, yeah, the Arm Wrestling fans jumped in and says Toddzilla and West, 3-2, entertaining, close matches. Who do you guys think will win in the main event, John Brzenk or Corey West? Quickly get your tips in. And if you've got one final question for my guest today. We always do a prediction show when it comes to the big events. We absolutely love it.
Let me go. We got one more prediction here. Give me a second. This one. Hang on, Lazy. Hang on, Liza. We got one more prediction coming in here.
Yes!
Hey,
Liza!
She's a bit shy. Taking the headphones off. Liza, who's going to win? Is it going to be John? Liza. She's shy.
Oh,
she's ducking away, but yeah, she's saying, "Come on, Dad. Seriously, how long you been in here? How long you been in here?"
Well, there you go. Well, Eliza's a very smart girl. I've been fortunate enough to spend some time with Eliza, and I know she's going to pick John Brezink as well. It's going to be there. Are you flying solo this weekend, Ryan, or have you got Matt Connolly joining you for a commentary?
This weekend for the commentary tomorrow. Last minute. I'm not exactly sure how we'll go. We've got a number of things, and we may end up with a couple of arm wrestlers in here joining me, where we just make it real casual, as opposed to it being a call. It might just be more of a bunch of dudes sitting there drinking a beer, laughing and watching it, and less commentary, more just chill vibe. So that's kind of what we might
cool.
Yeah.
That'd be that's very cool. No one wants to hang out in my garage, so but that is awesome. And as always, mate, congratulations on your ongoing success. The race to 100K is on.
Yes,
and hopefully it'll go there. What else besides this weekend can we expect from your channel?
Oh, I'm gonna do a lot more stuff. I'm gonna start diving deep into the Rolly Ray saga. This match, the return to international super match for me means a lot. It's been a long time coming, so I'm gonna dive into that a little bit more. It's gonna it might get a little spicy with me and Ray between now and then. Look, I'll declare it right now. Love Ray, a lot of respect for him, but business needs to be taken care of. So we're going to start ramping up towards each other, and that's what you can expect over the next few weeks. More on me and Rolly Ray.
There you go. I'm not sure if Uncle John will be home to be joining me. It's going to be real hit and miss. So I'll either be by myself or with Uncle John. It'll be interesting to see because he's been away for the last week. Guys, we'll wrap it up there. If you want to go watch the Monster Michael Todd rules about what's happening, it's basically Arm Wars rules. I've summed it up for you. You're all welcome. Ryan, always a pleasure. Always love when you jump on and love catching up with you. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, brother, for having me on, man. I hope everyone has a good weekend. Enjoy the coverage. It'll be a big one for the sport, no doubt. So, yeah, man, thank you very much.
Everyone, get on it, and we'll see you all in under 24 hours for the Monster Factory live event. You Dead Set Legends.